the next speaker comes from Ukraine, Major Oleksii Hlushkov, and he's a dedicated cybersecurity specialist. And well, he works for, it's a very long acronym. Sorry, I will not delve into all of this, but in essence, it's a state cyber protection center. And well, he will highlight top 3 threat actors targeting Ukraine, and will present threat cases as well, case analysis. So, Oleksii, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Oleksii, and to be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous, and to be honest, more than a bit, because it's my first large experience, and for such a large audience. So today I will share how we in Ukraine applies the methodology of threat-informed defense to defend critical infrastructure, to prioritize defenses even with lack of resources. And I will just not show but sound you how we do it in Ukraine. So, with such problems like missiles, drones, it's really nice challenge to do cybersecurity. And in my presentation, I will show why cybersecurity and usual security, physical security, are correlated. Okay, this is my agenda. We will talk a little bit about from where I work, because it has it gives you such a context how we do cybersecurity in Ukraine in general. Then we divide slides on threat, informed, and defense, and I will show which tactics, techniques, and techniques are relevant to Ukrainian cyberspace now, and how we choose particular defenses for such techniques. So that's me. On the left side, we are in Vyshyvanka. It's our traditional shirt, and as you see, I'm smiling. Which means it is the right way to remind you that everything we do, it's possible thanks to the armed forces of Ukraine, who are right now defending not only our country, but the whole Europe from Russian aggression. Thank you. I represent the State Cyber Center, the State Center of Cyber Protection, and this is a part of this large name, the State Service of Special Communication and Information Protection. And why I'm telling you about this? Because it is a small, very high-level overview, just with a couple of emblems, which services have like a role of cybersecurity in different sectors, but with separate functions. Some service control Ukrainian's national cybersecurity system, like provides regulations, creates policies. It is a state that I represent. And for example, we have another state like Security Service of Ukraine. This guy has like possibility to take cyber actors into jail. And one more not very technical slide is there are services our center provided, and it's about trainings for not only cyber awareness for basic cybersecurity knowledge, but also with such cyber range and CTF competitions, we trying to up skills of government institutions and critical infrastructure. Also, we provide pen tests, periodical and not only. And I think the main players on the board are Security Operations Center, where I'm working now, and CERT.LV, which reports you can saw earlier during today. Also, we have National Center for Public Information Resources Backup, and it has a crucial role to be ready to continue your not business but government functions and functionality after after such big disruptions as we was able to see past years, especially from full invasion started. And there is a slide to reproduce how that missiles, drones, so cybernetic attacks can correlate with and correlates with cyber attacks. This is it's like a mini timeline of this year attacks on a critical infrastructure, and this is not a usual attacks. These attacks were prevented, and the attackers was not able to get an impact they want. So we see that sometimes cyber attacks run in parallel with cybernetic attacks can it increase an impact, and also investigation of cyber attacks in parallel with kinetic attacks, like it is more complicated, even in terms of communication with potential victims, because they are in shelters. And now let's move on our topic, threat-informed defense. I hope you're able to understand the joke. We faced with some problems like lack of resources, with complex coordinations, and with MITRE attack always increase. And a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken, a new version of attack was updated. So cyber threat intelligence, it's not a tool. It is like complex system consists of three directions. Cyber threat intelligence, how attackers play, evaluation, how we understand if our defenses works for now, and defensive measures, what we should do to be protected today. And we start from discussing threats, classifying them, and exploring some interesting techniques and important actors. So there is a slide. You can show how we divide threat actors, threat clusters by their origin and by their aims. As you see, mostly guys with orange color do espionage. So I think they are all nation-state sponsored actors. Also, we have groups mentioned, by the way, in the previous presentation, who like steal money. And we even have a group like Gamaredon or Inform Zarya or UAC 0020. These guys are traitors, so they moved somebody from 2014, where the war began, or 3 years ago when the full invasion began. They moved from Ukraine on aggression side. This slide represents the most active attackers. UAC by the means stands for Ukrainian actor classifier, and UAC 0010 is Gamaredon. You know, the 0006 guys named smoke loader, like the backdoor they used to steal money, and UAC 0050 also trying to steal money and do espionage. And today we add something about UAC 0184. These guys nowadays are really active. They target armed forces of Ukraine and using Signal Messenger for phishing and for collecting data about militaries. Yeah, we will take a look some slides after. So I want to show you some interesting techniques from my side. First of all, it's language models, and they are used not only to create software, malware quickly. It also used to do command and control. Attackers can easily bypass static analysis to implement commands like print current directory, create connection, run this DLL, etc., via particular prompts. I think few days in the future we will see that large language model or some agentic AI can easily write malware by himself and also command and control for himself. So one more interesting technique is zero-click, and there is some guide on Mitre how to map zero-click vulnerabilities correctly to Mitre. But I want to say about example with round-kube webmail client has as minimum 3 CVEs run in complex to gain exfiltration of all email data, exfiltration of cookies, possibility to do SQL injection into the round-kube server, and also even to run remote commands, execute remote commands. User need only to open a mail, and he will be targeted for this attack. So no more clicks, only a mail opening. One more interesting technique is SVG smuggling. So the main the main point of the slide is that SVG is also an executable, and attackers can exploit them to run JavaScript, which can download another SVG, which can download some archives, and etc., etc. So be aware of such type of files and check your email security policies to block them. Okay, legit services abuse. Nowadays, as minimum in cybersecurity, in Ukrainian cybersecurity, we see a lot of usage of such services. They can help to store C2 IP addresses, they can store malware, and also in general, they help to hide the C2 infrastructure. I want to emphasize only on one of them is ukr.net. You may not know. It's like an analog. Is a mail provider, Ukrainian mail provider like Gmail. Yep, and they give a possibility to store files on a disk like Google Drive. So UAC 0010, for example, host their dropper gamma drop on such resource and just send the links on these drives, masquerading on some government representatives and like his private accounts. So unfortunately, only technical controls are not working. We should do it complex and organizationally forbid usage of some even legit services. Here you can see another legit services. I want to emphasize, for example, smart form devs. This service commonly used by attackers to create forms which very similar to some authorization forms like Google, SSO, etc. And they use it to steal credentials, cookies in their phishing campaigns. Also, let's talk about Cloudflare. Nice services, but attackers are really actively use them to exploit us. For example, with tunnels, like maybe you know NG-Rock, attackers can tunnel in their localhost address, localhost services into the internet without in order to hide their IP addresses of C2 servers. And Workers, also nice service, which provides a possibility to host something on their resources, like phishing pages, or maybe it can act as a C2 redirector, also to hide C2 infrastructure. One more interesting slide. Yes, it is a fun project, but it says us that even such a game can be as a command and control. So it's not funny because you understand like the potential of legit service usage. And now we move on the most active attackers nowadays. Gmerdon, as mentioned before, These guys are traitors, yep, former officers of our state service of Ukraine in Crimea that occupied from 2014. So the activity focus on intelligence. They do not disrupt systems, and it helps them stay in the infrastructures very long time. Here is like a representation of the last campaign we see. As previous presenter said, really their techniques and techniques are not changed, I think, for years. But procedures they used to realize techniques really changed. What to emphasize here? Usage of SCA files, usual of scripting like Visual Basic or in another versions of their backdoors PowerShell. So there are some backdoors like Gamma Drop, Lake Flash, and Gamma Steel, and some of them we check on the next screens. So this is examples of phishing emails, and what they really use, it is their previous Ukrainian experience. So they really know a lot about Ukraine, about our government, states, about security service of Ukraine, etc. And they used this experience and gain knowledge from intelligence they do to craft phishing that looks real, believable. Nice technique I like, template injection. So they inject not usual documents or macros, they inject the standard macros. I named it not normal. And after such technique, all documents will created on the host will be malicious from the scratch. And as you know, government is very bureaucracy structures. So we have a lot of documents, so we have a lot of malware after that. Another backdoor is Lake Flash, also interesting technique to spread. It uses it to spread via USB drives. So Amerdon tries to hide folders which exist in USB and create links with such names, or it was before with like static names like mobilization or some other stuff. And such a lot of link files with lure images, and users run it to get they sync, but they run Gamma Drop, and this backdoor run all another stuff, like for exfiltration it is Gamma Steel, or also there are backdoors for remote controlling, guys installing any desk, and in such a way they hide their remote control activity, because in our government is it okay to use any desk to help and even to incident response. and as I said before, abusing legit services for hosting C2 addresses. There is like messenger or even social network like Telegram, and his related projects like Teletype is block, Telegraph also block. They post IP addresses or domains of next stages, and they can really change it quickly. Also hidden from easy blocking, because you cannot block like, but no, you can block. And in the defense section, we will talking about how we can use and build the, domain name security providers to block such activity for whole country. And also they used them in like it chain the usage of public services, like one service link to another. Reentry, it's block also. Host workers dev, it is workers Cloudflare service with some static web page. So there is a highlight of techniques of Gamma Dawn, not only about campaign previously you see, but complex in general. I don't know what to say, but from my perspective, I really like fast flux DNS they used. I think it really helps them to hide their infrastructure. They easily change IP addresses of C2 servers like each 10-15 minutes. And unfortunately, our specialists, guys that not aware of cybersecurity, like system administrators, during the self-response, trying to block these IP addresses, but it's not working. So the next threat is DaVinci Group or UAC 0050, and you can see also some diagram of the activity. And let's dive into interesting things. They use DDNS to exfiltrate the data, like documents, archives, and certificates. Also, they use legit service as for sync to store malicious files. Also, they like to use double extensions. It really works even in 2025. What else? Decoys or lures. And Gamma Dawn and this group and the next one, they use lures like files that really legitimate. So when victim run .pdf.js, after that they really see some PDF document that also dropped and run by that JavaScript. So the user think that all is okay. This is examples of phishing campaigns, and what I can emphasize there that they deliver archives with archives inside and passwords near the archives to of course to bypass detections. And the malware they deliver, it is REMCOS. It will be also shown on the about the next group. This is like this malware used not only by this group, but in another group. When the executable runs, it injects RAM cores in the memory of Explorer process to hide from security systems. And there are also highlights. I don't know what to show you here. Is just some results, what I can share with you, not only on the screen but after the presentation also. And this, the final one, these actors are really active now, and they target armed forces of Ukraine. And the technique I also want to show you, it is usage of XLL files. It is like macros for Word, but for Excel. So when it looks like a usual spreadsheet, but it runs a code. So the logic of the left side of a campaign, some XLL file inside zip archive drops another XLL file and some executable. This executable runs Excel, usual legit Excel. And the main thing there is that the second XLL file drops into the correct directory. You see AppData, Microsoft, Excel, Excel start. This means that attackers gained persistence and execution after Excel start. So these XLL files are run when a usual process of Excel run. After that, this second XLL named like loader decode backdoor named cabinet rat from the image. By the way, image is just usual Office PNG, and you can see here that inside some shell code exists. Is the cabinet rat. On the left top side is also lure run in parallel with XLL that usual user think all is okay. Also examples of phishing messages in Signal. On the right side you can see that not only zip archives but mobile installers is used in campaigns to hack telephones and to get more information about army and to create more complicated phishing in their next attacks. Also, the representation of TTPs. Yep, you can read them after presentation shared. Let's talk about informed part. And here is the presentation, high level, how we work with CERT.LV and share our intel inside the system. So we set up network sensors in government information infrastructures, and like each indicator we correlate in live. If we get a match, we receive an alert in Splunk, and our analysts can triage them. Also, we gain feed directly into Splunk to enrich other alerts from other security systems like EDR or even raw logs from hosts like Windows and Linux. One more process we're trying to build now in terms of to be informed is external attack surface management. The main aim of this is to find out vulnerabilities, misconfigurations earlier than the attacker find. Yep. Thank you. Let's talk a bit quicker. Let's move on defense. The final part, and there are some systems. I think you quickly understood how it works. So National Secure DNS, it's like RPZ zone, which gets feeds from CERT.LV Intel, and each provider who connects such zone will continuously block malicious requests and show them some sinkhole static web page to inform user that there is something not okay, and also to log and to notify CERT.LV about new malicious activity in some government institution. Also, secured ISP. As I mentioned before, one of the functions of our cybersecurity center is internet access provider, and they get feeds from CERT.LV as prioritized route tables. So when some victim host trying to get an IP address which malicious, they route it to sinkhole server and also informed CERT.LV about incident, and also it was prevented. This system is also under development now, and I just want to talk that we do not want to be secured from all the phishing. We want to secure only from attacks and patterns of attacks of phishing used from us, and with such Python filters, we're trying to develop the policies as quick as we can. Also, we use application whitelisting, and we provide to our organizations scripts or GPOs to block lol bus, lol bin, and directories like public, updata, etc., to run some malicious but legit tools. Also, we trying to enable host firewall to also close the network connections from such tools like WebScript or MSHTA. Also, we do hardening via registry and block Windows script host, ActiveX, and Visual Basic macros from Office products to protect from execution of malicious Office payloads. And to wrapping up, I want to say that you don't need to build your security with 100-meter coverage. You need only 20%, but with understanding it's really relevant. And keep calm and stay cyber resilient, I want to say. Somebody said that my following message can be out of context, but give me a try to read, because it's important from my perspective. So appreciate what you have: nationality, land, language, family. Because based on the history and what we see nowadays in Russian-Ukrainian war, if you don't appreciate it now, you can lose it at all. Thank you.
I will open up the questions also from the audience, so if you have a question, just raise your hand and the microphone will be delivered to you. Do we have anyone? All right. While we're waiting for the... all right. There is one question in the gentleman right in the front. Oh, wait for the microphone, please, so that the online viewers can hear you as well. Thank you.
Hi. I particularly enjoyed your section on different threats, the categories, and I wanted to ask if you could elaborate a little bit more on the zero-click payload you mentioned.
So you ask about zero clicks and which actors will use them, or can you clarify the question?
Less about the actors and more about the mechanism, how it works. Because usually you would need to, some user action is required, but zero-click implies that the mechanism that it uses would, for example, I don't know, work off of rendering the email itself, and that triggers the payload. I'm just curious about how it actually functions.
It works via HTML, script, text, inside the SVG file. You can see it on the screen. Oh, you don't. You cannot see. So, oh, no, you can. Here it is. So, inside the SVG, some iframe tag with source to outside resource exist, and inside another SVG, some script, some JavaScript can use to run like another stage, download archives, exfiltrate cookies, etc.
So I understand correctly, the iframe is the initiator, and the whole payload works because the email client that is used to embed this entire thing triggers it.
Yep, and also we see that even if you block rendering, there is a possibility to have a CVE which allow attackers to force the render on the client side.
Thanks.
Thank you.
A final question from my side is, it's interesting that you're tracking also the Ukrainians that are moving to Russian side, or Russians that are moving to the Ukrainian side. It's interesting that you assign them their own UAC number. How do you track them as well? How do you merge this gap? Do you constantly track them, and sometimes their infrastructure appears from Russia or the infrastructure appears from Ukraine? How do you make the shift? How does this process behind works?
Okay. Some years before, there were reports from state security service, or the State of Security Service of Ukraine, which attribute guys from the main armed forces, like a unit, and guys there by the intelligence worked in Crimea State Service of Ukraine, and their functions that days said that it's like their hands like stuff.
Okay, so it was more as an intelligence attribution, less of a technical.
Yep,
okay, got it. All right, thank you. Дякую. A round of applause to our speaker. And Oleksii, you also get a present from us. Thank you.
Thank you.